Things are getting thick and thicker. Before we have a look at what is happening in Mathira constituency, Rigathi's home constituency, let me start by saying this. I won't be surprised to find Rigathi Gachagua working with Ruto. I won't be surprised to find Natembea working with Ruto. I will also not be surprised to find PK Salasian working with Ruto. I'm mentioning those three politicians because currently there is this perception that they're being persecuted by Ruto's government. All those are theatrics. The three leaders might eventually work with William Samoei Ruto. And these Kenyans, talking of one term, I'll also not be surprised to find them campaigning and voting for William Ruto in 2027. Kenyans normally do forget things very fast. If just about 1 year ago Rigathi was seriously hated, but today some Kenyans who hated Rigathi are even now contemplating of electing him as Kenya's president. That's how fast Kenyans do forget things. Rigathi is on record saying the mountain hawajui kurusha mawe, kuchoma barabara, kuleta fujo. He's on record saying that. Yesterday in Githurai, we saw some Githurai residents protesting wakichoma barabara. They were protesting yesterday. And from those photos there, you are seeing clearly that there were some elements of hooliganism na kuchoma barabara. So technically, Rigathi Gachagua lied to us. And it's incumbent upon Kenyans to hold these leaders accountable for what they say and speak. If a leader makes a statement, Kenyans should hold that leader for what that leader said. Rigathi should be held accountable for lying to Kenyans. That was yesterday in Githurai. Today in Mathira, in Rigathi Gachagua's home constituency, there were some protests that were planned to take place in Mathira. The area member of parliament, Eric Wamumbi, who is a close William Ruto's ally, got wind of that and also organized his supporters to thwart the planned protests. The protests were meant to show solidarity with Rigathi Gachagua. The area member of parliament organized his supporters to thwart that. Let's have a look at this video briefly before we continue. That was the situation in Mathira this morning, and the area member of parliament, a William Ruto ally, his supporters did overpower Rigathi Gachagua's supporters, and they chased them away. Citizen TV also captured this. Citizen TV Kenya, business disrupted in Karatina town as area MP Eric Wamumbi and his supporters disrupt planned demos in support of former DP Gachagua. So the two supporters met and clashed. Area member of parliament supporters overpowered Rigathi Gachagua supporters. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand what all that means politically. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Rigathi comes from Mathira constituency and he has been calling himself the mountain's political kingpin. It really beats logic that in his own home constituency, a member of parliament can organize his supporters who then goes ahead to overpower Rigathi Gachagua supporters. That's something that should not be taken lightly. It speaks volumes. Rigathi Gachagua has still a lot of work to do on the mountain. He has not yet consolidated the mountain to a point he can direct the mountain to follow him fully. He still has a lot of work to do. Look at the members of parliament, governors, MCAs. A majority are not with Rigathi Gachagua. And that's something that will augur very negatively for Rigathi in his quest for the presidency. Because from what we have seen before, for a presidential candidate to have at least a successful bid, then he must start consolidating his support bases. Before William Ruto contested for the presidency, he consolidated the Kalenjin nation fully behind him. In fact, almost all the leaders and all the aspirants were singing William Ruto's tune. Look at Rigathi, for example. Almost a majority of the elected leaders are singing William Ruto's tunes. That shows Rigathi has still a lot of work to do. If you look at the confrontations, Rigathi told us that the mountain does not know how to throw stones, how to be violent. All those were just talks, empty talks by Rigathi Gachagua. Any human being, when pushed to the wall, will obviously react. Nyanza and Raila Odinga strongholds have been reacting because all these years they felt the government was isolating them and persecuting them. That's how they have been reacting. And now some sections of the mountain, they feel William Ruto's government is persecuting them, and they're just reacting the same way Nyanza and some Raila Odinga strongholds have been reacting. I started by saying that I won't be surprised eventually to find Rigathi working with William Samoei Ruto. That should send some warning to Raila Odinga and to his supporters. Rigathi can play his politics in a way Raila can quit maybe his union with William Ruto. Should that happen, Rigathi and his supporters will quickly join the government. So Raila Odinga will be left demonstrating, saying haki yetu, as Rigathi and his team will be in government. That's why again it's incumbent upon Raila Odinga and his supporters to be very smart. You cannot sing haki yetu milele na milele. It reaches a point you must change your strategies. The strategies of protests and demonstrations have so far not yielded fruits for Raila Odinga and his team. It's high time maybe they change their strategies. And changing their strategies, in my honest opinion, means they must have a working arrangement with a government that is in power. Let them form the next government together. But this constant agitation for haki yetu, in my honest opinion, has failed. It has been tested, it has proved it can't work for Raila Odinga and his supporters. So Raila Odinga and his supporters should look keenly into that. Just about 1 year ago, Raila Odinga was almost killed fighting for Kenyans. The same Kenyans are now calling him a conman. That's how fast Kenyans normally do forget things. The person who was persecuting them at that time, they are now contemplating or voting for that person. So Raila Odinga should also be very careful. He should not listen to the noises. Sometimes the noises are just destructive and not worth listening to. Sometimes Kenyans are very much confused. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.